Hello. Let's see. Live chat. All messages are visible. Okay, I've not done this in phone before, so I just have to figure out where the comments section is. Hi. Hi, guys. Thanks for joining in. I'm just trying to figure this out. Um, I'm good. How are you all doing? Thanks for joining in. Sorry, I was having some sort of technical issues, so I couldn't come online any sooner. I'm good. Hi everyone. So let's allow ourselves 5 minutes before we can start the session, and I'm just going to do some little setup here to charge my phone in the meantime. And um, yeah, it's my pleasure to come on live. I know I haven't done this for a while, so I thought it would be a good idea. So we can just. Oh, thank you. So we can just talk about some of the doubts that you have, especially filling the online forms. So I can see that you already have started asking questions. Just give me a minute. My hand's going to be really, really tired if I keep holding the phone for too long. So I'm just going to charge the phone and I'm just going to put it down. Okay? Give me 1 minute. I'll just hold my phone. It's okay. Okay, yes, I know. I'm seeing you guys after too long as well. Okay, so let's just get started with the questions. Singapore Airlines does not hire cabin crew who are male from India. So please do not. If you're a candidate from India and you're a male, you're not eligible to apply. They're only hiring female candidates from India at the moment. Where are my comments? Okay. Got to know that SI would start hiring from India. Is that true? They are hiring from India, actually, Navya. It's just that they're only hiring female candidates, and actually, they are doing an interview very time soon in New Delhi. So, all you need to do is go ahead and fill up the online application form, which is available on the website. And once you do that, you should be able to apply online. Don't feel down, guys. Sometimes it happens that you do not meet the requirements. It's an honor to meet all of you here, and I'm really lucky to be able to share this information with you guys. For the perfect cover letter, I'm planning to make a video very soon. I'm sorry, I know I keep saying I'm going to make a video very soon, but it's just that it takes a long time to make videos. So I'm trying to make as many videos as soon as possible for you guys. Again, in terms of the requirements, whether you're 18, you're 19, you're 21, you've done your high school, you've done your graduation, for you to know whether you're eligible to apply, the best place to check would be online. So please go online on the SQ website and go to your country, your residence, the residence of your country, and you should be able to see what is the requirement. Currently for Indians especially, they're only hiring female candidates. The height has to be minimum 158 centimeters. You have to be either a graduate or graduating, if I'm not wrong, in October 2019. But for that, let me go ahead and check the website once again. For Singapore Airlines, they definitely do accept freshers, but the only thing is they do not accept people who are only high school pass, as I was just telling. You have to be a graduate. My height is 167 centimeters. My dad was really tall, so I'm really blessed to have that height. And I'm just checking at the same time what is the graduation thing for Singapore Airlines. Let me just open the web page here. No, 167 centimeters. That's what my height is, because usually we talk in centimeters. For improving your English, I recently shared this link on my Instagram, which is called fluentu.com. It's an online portal where basically you can go ahead and register yourself. They do have a free trial, and you can go ahead and improve your English there. And of course, read newspapers, talk to people, a lot of other things that you can do when it comes to improving your English. So let me just check. Oh, my hand hurts a little bit, but give me 1 minute. So for India, for India, basically you have to be a university degree holder, And if you're graduating by May 2019, you can apply. There is no maximum age limit for Singapore Airlines, especially because they do allow, they only mention the minimum age basically. So thank you. Let me just go back. Arun, I'm really sorry, you're not allowed to apply for Singapore Airlines, or rather you're not eligible to apply for Singapore Airlines at this moment because they're not hiring male candidates from India. So the reason why they mentioned 18 years is because that's the minimum age that they want you to have. They should have written 21. Sure, you can go ahead and tell them that. I actually did make a video how to fill up online form for Singapore Airlines, which I've released on my YouTube just last week. So Sangeeta, you can go ahead and check that out. Yeah, if you're working for another at this point in time, it's definitely a great idea to apply for Singapore Airlines. The experience will definitely come handy. Cover letter, as I said, I'm going to be sharing that information. For Malaysians, when it comes to Singapore Airlines interview, if I'm not wrong, there is no grammar test, but they do conduct some sort of test just to check your English and stuff like that, which is what I know from the last candidate, but I'll check that information once again. If your height is 5'4", can I apply for Singapore Airlines? Well, convert it into centimeters and go ahead and check that information online on the website. So again, I'm actually not going to answer these questions, guys, when it says this is my height, can I apply? This is my qualification, can I apply? And this is my age, can I apply? Because this is something that you should be able to check online yourself. And the reason why I'm not going to do that is because I really want you guys to be empowered to check that information online by yourself. If I can see that information online, you can see that information online as well. I am in my house right now, Arun, which is in Singapore. So you're from South Korea. I've submitted my video test. Usually it will take about anything from the deadline date to 2 weeks to 3 weeks for them to respond to you. So just give it a while. Yeah, that's fantastic. If Qatar has mentioned 21, and if you're 21, then just go for it. If you can't fill up the form, just follow the instructions. I've made a YouTube video, so maybe you can go ahead and look that up. I'm actually a Gujarati, but I've lived my whole life in Delhi. Male cabin crew can definitely apply for Singapore Airlines, but not from India. If you go ahead and watch one of my videos in YouTube, I have specially talked about where all do they hire the candidates from, female and male both, which is the Singapore Airlines requirement and application rounds. So go ahead and check that on my YouTube and you'll be able to know that. For rounds information for Singapore Airlines, again, I've made a video on that. Please go ahead and check my YouTube. You'll be able to find all this information. I'm not looking forward to join the aviation at this point in time because I'm really happy to be able to coach and guide other people. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to know that my videos were helpful with the interview process. Thank you very much. I do speak Hindi, but the reason why I'm not going to speak Hindi right now is because we do have people who are joining us from Korea and Malaysia, and I'm sure they can't understand Hindi, so I'm just going to speak in English right now. And I would urge if you guys also try and speak in English and try and understand the English, because if you want to apply for international airlines, you definitely need to know English. Of course, you need to know Hindi as well, but you do want to know English as well because you need to know that. Thank you so much. I'm really happy that my videos are helpful. I worked with Singapore Airlines for 10 years, 10 long years. I really miss it. I wish I could go back, but as I said, I'm really enjoying coaching and guiding everyone at this point in time. Tell you guys a little bit about Singapore Airlines. Well, it's an amazing airline to work with. I really, really enjoyed working with the airline. The people are fantastic, always ready to share information, always ready to give you a lot of support, a lot of encouragement. But one thing that you really, really need to have is a great attitude, because if you don't have positive attitude, you can never learn anything. You can never become a better person. And personally, I've become a much better person, especially with all the experience that I've gained from flying with Singapore Airlines, meeting different people. And you guys are my favorite too. Talking about Singapore Airlines, so the training lasts for about 3 to 4 months. And during the training time, and even when you're working with Singapore Airlines does not give you any sort of accommodation. They only give accommodation to the overseas crew who come from other parts and not Singapore for 2 weeks. And within those 2 weeks, basically, you have to go ahead and find your own accommodation. But they do give you a lot of help. They do have agents. You can get in touch with them, and they should be able to help you from there. I'm going to go just a little bit back. So that answers the question about... yeah, again, about the requirements, please go ahead and check it on the website. All the best for your interview on 6th of October. I have worked with both Boeing and Airbus. So yeah, I worked with both the aircrafts. Joining ground staff with Singapore Airlines, I'm not really... I'm not very updated with that, because I'm mostly helping out with cabin crew here. But let me see how I can help you with that. I'll go ahead and find that information out for you. Okay, again, regarding the passport, please go ahead and check my video. I have made a video on this. Fantastic question. The core values of Singapore Airlines. There are major 6 core values of Singapore Airlines. I think I should make a video on that too, because we all live by those core values. And yeah. For one-on-one coaching, currently I'm actually doing one-on-one coaching online for people who are not in Singapore. But if you're in Singapore, I do offer the option of face-to-face coaching. And yes, I am actually planning to come to Malaysia, India, Indonesia, and a lot of other places, and see how I can help all of you and meet all of you in real life. I will be making a lot more videos. I'm really glad that they're helping you guys. I have never worked with any Indian airline, but my sister works for... okay. Give me a minute, guys. I'm just trying to get some help here to put my phone down, because my hands are really hurting. Can you all still see me? Okay, the comments keep vanishing away. Yes, so my sister works for... is it... Okay. Oh, great. Okay, but I still have to look here, right? Sorry. Okay, where were we? So where all have I flown? Let's see. I'm just going to look up on my computer. I've flown to a lot of different countries, actually. It's really hard to keep track. I've been to most of the countries in Asia. I've been to Europe. I've been to US. I've been to Africa. A lot of them. So yes. Joining date, estimation joining. Okay. So usually the whole process from training, from interviewing to training and giving you a training date is any time between 2 to 3 months. So that's the time period that you would want to give to yourself. The interviewers can ask you anything, for that matter of fact. So it's good to prepare about Singapore Airlines and Singapore in general, because they can ask you anything. So yeah, it's a good idea to know about the airline that you're going to. So go read up, go find out what are some of the achievements, what are some of the recent things that the airline has done. If you all know, I recently posted on my Instagram that Singapore Airlines actually won the Best Airline Award under the Skytrax award. So yeah, you can go ahead and read that all the information online. Personality assessment. There is no particular round that says personality assessment in Singapore Airlines, because they assess your personality throughout in all the rounds. So there is no one particular round, basically. No, I worked on 747, I worked on Airbus, I worked on 777, I worked on 380, I worked on 330. So there are lots of fleets that I worked on. And I will definitely come to India soon, and I'm gonna let you know. Hi, thank you for listening to me from Pakistan. birthmark on your hand, it disappears. Yeah, even if it doesn't disappear, please go ahead and go for the interview, because that's the important thing here. You have to go to the interview and find out whether is it something that you can work around with. The best thing to do is basically conceal and go for the interview. When it comes to your scars, to birthmarks, to moles, please go ahead and conceal them. Actually, moles, you don't really have to conceal them, because I did make a video where I talked about my best friend who has the mole right here, and she was really considered one of the best looking people in the airline. So mole is not that much of a big issue here. Anyways, coming back to some of the questions. The duration of Singapore Airlines training is about 3 to 3.5 months. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video on why do you want to become a cabin crew even though you've done engineering or biomedical science. I'm gonna talk about that on one of my YouTube videos. Bachelor degree. So yeah, basically that's the thing. They will give you a heads up of about 3 to 4 months, but I also know of people who managed to postpone their joining if they had some very genuine reasons. So go for the interview as long as you're eligible to apply for the interview, and then see how it goes from there. If you make it to the final round and you're able to clear all the rounds, then just talk to them and let them know genuinely why you would like to maybe join at a later stage. So when it comes to wearing glasses or specs, basically no airline will allow you to wear glasses or specs when you're flying, or even when you're in training. So I would recommend that you don't wear them when you go for the interview as well. So please go ahead and wear contact lenses if you have any issues with your eyesight. Again, regarding the TOEFL and education qualifications, I would please sincerely appreciate if you guys can go ahead and check the website, because it states very, very clearly there. And if you have any really a question that you want to ask, not credited past, if I took TOEFL, testing is considered accepted. So again, I don't have all this information off the top of my head. I will go ahead and check that out for you, but you can check this information on the website as well. So that's the thing. They want you to have certain educational requirements, but again, the best place to find out would be one website, and the second is to go for the interview. Just go for the interview and you will know automatically whether you're eligible to be able to apply for that particular airline. My sister works for Indian Airlines, so I used to love making Hindi announcements. I love making announcements always, actually, English, Hindi, every time. Yeah, why not? Please go ahead and write if you have any sort of experience, maybe with an airline, maybe anywhere for that matter of fact. Korean candidates, basically the tip is the same for everyone. Remember the 3 things that I always talk about: good attitude, amazing smile on your face, and basically effective body language is the way to go and clear all your interviews, for that matter of fact. Speciality of Singapore Airlines is basically the culture, the warmth of the people, everything in general. Like it's a gracious airline, which always makes sure that they keep their customers their top priority. Hey, thank you for joining us from Nigeria. So to submit your that's the thing. For Singapore Airlines, if you're doing an online submission, they will, and if you qualify to go to the next round or basically attend their personal interview rounds, they will actually send you an email regarding the documentation that they want you to bring with you. So if they tell you to bring a CV with you, just go ahead and do that. So that's the thing when it comes to replying Instagram DMs. Trust me, there are a lot of them. It will take me a long time to get to all of you, and that's one of the reasons I'm trying to do these live videos on YouTube and Instagram, where I can basically share information and just answer your questions. So, but I will, rest assured, try and reply to your direct messages on Instagram as soon as possible. Wow, I'm not a great singer, so I don't think I'll be able to sing at this point in time. So again, if you have any moles, I just talked about it. You don't really have to get them removed. Go ahead and go for the interview first and see what they tell you to do. Because as long as you clear all the rounds, and if they tell you that because of this particular scar or because of a teeth issue or because of the mole, you actually don't have to attend all the rounds. You basically have to just go ahead and do what they ask you to do, and then they will call you directly for the review. That's how Singapore Airlines work. If they reject you saying that your teeth are not lined and they want you to do something about it, you go ahead and do that and come back for a review. You don't necessarily have to go through all the rounds. So that's one thing really, really good about Singapore Airlines. Wow, role of a leading stewardess in SQ or a leading stewardess. It's basically a supervisory position. So instead of just managing passengers, you also manage the crew that you work with. Handling stress during red-eye flights. So that's the thing, Jeremy. I enjoyed flying so much that I never felt the stress about jet lag, red eye, anything for that matter of fact. But one thing that I would suggest everyone when it comes to handling stress is always manage expectations that you have from yourself and the people around you, and have good rest before your flights so you're able to manage anything that happens on the flight. Managing stress when it comes to time, red-eye flights and everything, it's basically everything to do with your mindset. I know you guys will be really, really amazed if I were to tell you that I have never felt jet lagged. I have never ever felt jet lagged in my entire 10 years of flying, because I don't know whether it was the mindset or the way I used to operate the flights and the way I used to manage my rest, but I'm going to make a video on that soon as well. Have I answered all the questions until now? Yeah, I used to work for business class. I used to work for first class. I've worked for suites. I have worked in economy class. So I've worked for all possible classes that Singapore Airlines has at this point in time. About myself, I I love interacting with you guys. I'm gonna make a video about myself soon, but this YouTube is for you guys. So let's talk about the questions that you have. Experience a slump. I'm not aware of that word. Let's see, what is slump? What do you mean when you experience a slump during a flight? Are you talking about like turbulence slump? I will definitely make a video with my uniform. I actually want to make a video where I'm going to take you through my journey of like getting ready and going for a flight. I'm just thinking of the concept and how to do it, so I'll definitely do that for you guys very soon. I wish we could do this on the laptop, but let's see. I'm going to try and get back to the laptop and see whether we can go live here. Okay. Yeah, I hope you guys can still see me here. No, you can't. Okay, we're just gonna stay here. Okay. Yeah, I used to love the kabaya as well. It was amazing. So I think I've answered pretty much most of the questions that have come until now. Again, regarding the age, even if you're 27, just go for the interview and see what they say. Okay. Okay, I'm currently married, yes, and I am not flying anymore. I quit Singapore Airlines last year. So currently I'm basically coaching. I've launched recently my group coaching classes as well, and I do a lot of one-on-one personal coaching classes as well. So please go ahead and visit my website and you'll be able to get more information. The link for the website would be mentioned in all my videos, and basically I'll put it up in the comments below as well. And yeah, thank you for all the comments, for being hot and pretty. You guys are amazing as well. It's really, really nice to see all you guys supporting and just joining here and making sure that you value my time as much as I value your time. Yeah, I'm gonna make a video about why you would like to become cabin crew. This is tough to like keep pressing on the comment section. But sure. Can I just please advise people to not use words that are inappropriate. I usually don't like to entertain such people. So I would really, really appreciate if you leave the chats and don't waste our time here, please. Okay, so I'm just gonna ignore you because obviously I can't kick you out of the chats. So let's just ignore the person here. And that used to be one of my best strategies actually. And that's one of the reasons I never used to lose my temper with people because if I don't appreciate people, I would just choose to ignore them. And that's what we're gonna do right now. This person was been basically typing unnecessary comments. Let's just ignore this person to show him that we're not going to give him the attention that he's trying to have here. Okay. Let's see. Do you guys have any more questions? Okay. I think I've answered all the questions here. Yeah, that's a very good question about advantages and disadvantages to become a cabin crew. So obviously, when you are a cabin crew, one of the perks is you get to fly to a lot of different places. You get to enjoy different hotels, different hospitalities. You get to shop. You get to see new places. Obviously, the disadvantages being the time difference. You have to take care of your skin. You have to take care of how basically you manage your fitness. You have to be careful about what you want to eat. And at the same time, most cabin crew tend to shop a lot. So you have to manage your expenses as well. That's very important. And most importantly, you do tend to get lonely sometimes because when you're flying to different places, you're just staying in hotels by yourself. And sometimes you don't end up hanging out with the crew all the time as well. So that is something that you have to be ready to acknowledge at this point in time. Okay, what's next? Okay, great. Hi, hello from UK. Do Singapore Airlines crew allowed to get married when they're still working with the airline? Yes, they are actually allowed to get married, but the only thing is when you get pregnant is when you have to leave. So currently, I'm not sure the contract that you have for the 2-year period. So Singapore Airlines has this thing where they have a bonded contract. So once you basically join them, you have to be with the airline for 2 years, and if you leave before 2 years, you basically have to pay a certain amount of money, but you don't have to pay any money to join the training or even to become a cabin crew with them. You only pay that money if you leave before 2 years. But after 2 years, you do not have to pay anything. And usually one contract with Singapore Airlines is for 5 years. So when they employ you for 5 years. And within those 5 years, if you leave before 2 years, you have to pay a certain penalty. So that's how it works. Okay, I'm glad the person's gone. Okay, so yes, you definitely can get married when you're flying with Singapore Airlines, but you can't get pregnant because that's when you have to leave the airline. I like toast. Thanks, Therese. I think I took his advice. I reported. Why I chose to fly with Singapore Airlines, I'll be really, really honest here. I did apply for other airlines. I applied for British Airways. I applied for Indigo. I didn't really get through. So I got through Kingfisher and I got through Singapore Airlines and I had to make my choice. And obviously I chose Singapore Airlines. Yeah, you know what? Everyone writes here, we're not going to entertain this person called I Like Toast because let's not waste our time in even telling him anything. So Teresa, don't waste your time, effort, and just saying anything to this person. I've already reported him and let's see how that goes. So yeah, just don't entertain him, guys. Was I ever sick and tired of flying? No, I loved every flight that I took. And here's a little secret that I want to share with all of you out here. I am not a travel person. I don't enjoy traveling that much. I don't enjoy sightseeing that much, but I used to just love the whole experience of just meeting new people every time and just, figuring out how to deal with situations with less resources. Now, when it comes to tattoos, as long as they're not visible in your uniform, when you wear the uniform of a particular airline, it's actually acceptable. So please go to the interview. Uh, okay. I have already tried to get this person out. But as I said, Teresa, just forget him and please don't engage with him. And I'm definitely going to come to India sometime soon, and I'm definitely going to try and meet all of you. Hibiki, where is Hibiki? I'm going to try and get him in soon. Thank you, Teresa, for helping me report as well. But again, as I said, just forget it. Let's concentrate on what we can do here. Okay. Okay, let's see what's the next question. Yes, thank you so much. Love you all, guys. Did a soon. Okay, yeah, I really have been wanting to make a video on this. Bullying. This is a very, very strong word, everyone. And yes, everybody, for that matter of fact, even if it's not an airline, even when it's a corporate world, you tend to go through some sort of bullying, and everyone has their own way of dealing with it. And I'm going to show you a very wise example of how I dealt with it right now. Now, this person who was trying to get into our chat right now and saying all these things, it's more like trying to bully me. It's basically trying harassing me. But what I did basically was just choose to ignore. Now, when it comes to flights, I know you can't really ignore the senior crew, but what you can really control is how the person affects you. And that used to be my strategy. I never used to get affected by what people say. I always used to keep my personal and professional life very, very separate. So if somebody is telling me professionally, I will listen to that person. I will do whatever I need to do. But if that person crosses the line and becomes personal with me, I will definitely go ahead and report that person. But then it never affected me. It was my choice to not get affected by this. I had a very, very I have an incident where I wanted to share this with all of you, where in my first few months of flying, me and my friend, we were working in the same galley, and basically both of us were bullied like crazy. And my friend ended up crying, and I left the aircraft smiling. I'm going to make a video on that. I'm going to tell you guys how exactly I dealt with it. But yeah, I'm going to share that with you guys definitely. Okay, you don't really need to have a flawless face, but of course you're the face of the airline, so definitely a good idea not to have a lot of acne on your face. Try and keep it as clean as possible. Yeah, definitely crew have to clean the lavatory. What are you guys talking about? Your aircraft is your home, guys. If I'm at my home, I will clean my toilet, right? If I don't have anybody that I'm engaging to clean the toilet. So if aircraft is my home, I have to clean the lavatory as well. But when I say cleaning the lavatory, does not mean that you have to clean the toilet bowl and everything. There are cleaners that will come on board after the flight where they will do a proper cleaning. But during the flight, there are no cleaners on board. So obviously you are the one who has to make sure that the lavatory is clean. And obviously there are times where people end up puking in the toilets or outside the toilet. And yes, you have to clean that. So that's the reality. I think I should make a video on reality of cabin crew's life. I've covered this question about providing accommodation. Singapore Airlines does not provide accommodation, but they provide you resources. And then most of the times you will meet people in training, and we all ended up staying together. So I ended up staying with my best friend and a few more girls. And yeah, that's what we do. Okay. Yeah, I know that could be gross, but yeah. Dusky face is never an issue. Birthmark also is not that much of an issue, as long as it has to look okay. So that's the thing about birthmarks. It's something which is natural, so you can't really do anything about it. But if you think it does not make your face look that appealing, then go ahead and cover it with a concealer. Again, that's the choice of the airline, how they basically perceive it. But that shouldn't stop you from going to the interview. That's again what I'm gonna say here. Yeah. See, guys, that's the reality of cabin crew's job. I have I have people who have given me a tray full of vomit. I have clean vomit outside the toilets. I've had drunk passengers on flight. I have abusive passengers on flights. I have dealt with shouting passengers. I have dealt with flirting passengers. I have dealt with you name it and the passenger. So yeah, that's what cabin crew is all about, because we have such limited resources. We are the ones who are the face of the airline. We are the front line of the airline. So we have to do all of that. Yes, please go ahead and allow them to email you, but then you can always go ahead and apply for the current interview as well, Nikita. But from my understanding, they should definitely get in touch with you if they told you that they will get in touch with you, because that's how it works. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead to the next question. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna make actually a video on what happens in the lavatory in a cabin crew's life. Well, wow. I'm gonna make videos on healthy lifestyle. Lunar, I don't think this is the right forum to talk about this, how you're gonna tell your mom about your status, but yeah, we can talk about that later. Yes, again, if you have scars, if you have moles, you can go ahead and apply. Now, let's go ahead and see what else do we have. Sure, I'll share all that experiences with you guys, but I think right now it's time to get going, because I was thinking to do this for 45 minutes. So really, really appreciate that all of you were able to join, and I'm happy that I was able to answer all the questions. No, Nikita, if you apply, your current situation will not be affected. It should be fine. As long as you do not hear from them, just go through the normal procedure and then try and get in touch with them at the same time and see why they haven't responded to you. But I know somebody, in fact, the student that I just met, if you guys watch my Instagram, she told me that she was selected in her Singapore interview, and then because she was in China, she went for the interview as well, and then she went through the whole round, and she was supposed to go for some review, and then they did the review in China itself, and yeah, it worked out absolutely fine for her. So that's what I'm going to tell you here. Okay, so at this point in time, we're gonna go ahead and come to an end of the session, where basically I just want to say a big thank you to all of you for coming in to join this live session. Shirt, skirt, I've made a video on what to basically wear, so you can go ahead and check my YouTube video where I talked about what you can wear for the interview. You can wear pants, you don't really necessarily have to wear blazers, but all that information is on the video itself, so go ahead and watch that video. But again, thank you very much all of you for joining in, and I'm really happy that I got to share some information with you. And if you guys are interested to know more about how all the cabin crew interviews are conducted, not just for Singapore Airlines, I do make a lot of videos where I talk about general interview tips. You can go ahead and watch them. You can follow me on Instagram. I share a lot of information there as well, or follow me on my Facebook. All the information is listed in the comments below, so you can check that out. And of course, if you're interested in joining my coaching sessions, do get in touch with me. All the information is listed on the website. I do run one-on-one coaching sessions. If you're in Singapore, I do face-to-face coaching as well. But if you're outside of Singapore, I do online coaching, and I do run group coaching sessions as well. So you can check all that information on my website. So thank you once again, everyone. And yeah, all of you out there, whoever is going for the interview, all the very best, and wishing you a huge amount of luck and sending you loads and loads of love. So thank you once again. See you all soon. Love you. Bye.